Welcome back to ZE Coins today. We're diving into the top 9 most valuable Lincoln pennies that could make you a millionaire. Yes, you heard that right. Some of these coins have sold for over $1 million. So, grab your loose change and let's find out if you've been carrying a fortune in your pocket. Today we are diving into the 1973 Lincoln penny and why some of these coins are worth a fortune. You might have one sitting in your pocket or coin jar, so stay tuned to find out if you have a valuable penny history of the 1973 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. It replaced the Indian head cent and became an iconic piece of American coinage. The 1973 penny was minted just before a major change in the composition of U.S. pennies, which would happen in 1982 when the U.S. Mint switched from copper to zinc composition and specifications. The 1973 Lincoln penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin. It weighs 31 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. The obverse or front of the coin features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse or back showcases the Lincoln Memorial, which was designed by Frank Gasparo. If you look closely at the memorial, you can see a tiny image of the Lincoln statue inside mint marks and where they were produced. The 1973 Lincoln penny was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, which has no mint mark; Denver, which has a small letter D; and San Francisco, which has an S below Lincoln's portrait. You will find the mint mark unless it was minted in Philadelphia. Are errors and valuable varieties. Some 1973 Lincoln pennies are worth more than face value due to minting errors. Here are some of the rarest errors to look for. First, we have the 1973 doubled die obverse penny. This error occurs when the coin's design is stamped twice, slightly misaligned, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the date and lettering. These pennies can be worth $50 to several $100s depending on the clarity of the error. Next is the off-center strike error. If a coin is struck incorrectly, it can have part of the design missing with a blank area on the side. Off-center errors that are around 50% off but still show the full date are highly valuable and can sell for $100 or more. Then we have the 1973 penny struck on a silver dime planchet. This mistake happens when a blank meant for a Roosevelt dime is used to strike a penny, resulting in a lighter, thinner coin. If you find one of these, it could be worth hundreds of dollars. Lastly, we have the broad strike error, where the coin is struck without a retaining collar, causing it to spread out and lose its normal shape. Broad strike pennies can fetch $50 to $200 depending on their condition. Current market value of the 1973 Lincoln penny. Most 1973 pennies in circulated condition are worth about 2 to 5 cents due to their copper content. However, uncirculated examples that have never been used in transactions can sell for much more. If you have a 1973 penny in mint state condition, meaning no scratches or wear, and graded MS-65 or higher by a professional grading service, it could be worth $10 to $50. A proof version of the 1973 penny with the S mint mark in pristine condition can go for $5 to $20. How to check if your 1973 penny is valuable. To determine if your 1973 Lincoln penny is worth more than a few cents, follow these steps. First, check the mint mark. If it has a rare error or is in perfect condition, it may be valuable. Next, look for doubling on the letters or numbers using a magnifying glass. Then weigh your coin on a digital scale. A normal 1973 penny should weigh 31 grams. If yours is significantly different, it could be an error. Coin. Finally, consider getting your penny graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC if you believe it has a high value. Conclusion. So there you have it. The 1973 Lincoln penny may not seem like much, but rare varieties and error coins can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Check your change, because you never know what treasure you might find. We uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Today we are diving deep into the history, value, and rarity of the 1974 Lincoln penny. Is this coin worth a fortune? Could you have one in your collection without even realizing it? Stay tuned to find out. History of the 1974 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features Lincoln's profile, while the reverse initially showcased 2 wheat stalks before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial in 1959. By 1974, the penny had already undergone several changes in composition, but this year was special because of an experiment conducted by the U.S. Mint. The composition experiment. In the early 1970s, rising copper prices raised concerns that producing pennies would become too expensive. In response, the U.S. Mint began testing alternative materials for the penny. One of the most famous experiments involved striking some pennies in aluminum instead of the traditional copper-zinc alloy. Around 1.5 million aluminum pennies were struck in 1974, but they were never officially released to the public. Most of these aluminum pennies were recalled and melted down, but a few are rumored to still exist, making them extremely rare and valuable. Types of 1974 Lincoln pennies. For regular circulation, the 1974 penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Here are the main types of 1974 pennies you might come across. 1974 No Mint Mark Penny. Minted in Philadelphia, these coins are common but can be valuable in higher grades. 1974 D penny. Minted in Denver, these coins also have value depending on condition. 1974 S penny. Minted in San Francisco, usually found in proof sets but also worth checking for rare variations. 1974 Aluminum penny. Extremely rare and highly valuable if one is ever discovered. Value of the 1974 Lincoln penny. Now, let's talk about how much these coins are worth today. Regular 1974 pennies in circulated condition are generally worth face value, about 1 cent. However, uncirculated coins can fetch a few dollars, depending on their condition. A 1974 D or 1974 S penny in pristine condition could be worth anywhere from $5 to $50. Proof versions from the San Francisco Mint, especially deep cameo proofs, can be worth $100 or more. If a 1974 aluminum penny ever surfaced at auction, it could fetch upwards of $250,000 or even more, as seen in past estimates. How to identify valuable 1974 pennies? To determine if your 1974 penny is worth money, follow these steps. Check for the mint mark. Look under the date to see if there is a D, S, or no mint mark. Examine the condition. The better the condition, the more valuable it can be. Weigh the coin. A standard copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams, while an aluminum penny would be much lighter at about 0.93 grams. Look for errors. Double die errors, off-center strikes, and other minting mistakes can significantly increase a coin's value. Current market value. In today's coin collecting market, common 1974 pennies in circulated condition are generally worth 1 to 2 cents due to their copper content. However, uncirculated and rare error varieties can fetch significantly higher prices. Collectors and numismatists are always on the lookout for high-grade specimens, and some auctions have seen these pennies sell for hundreds of dollars. Conclusion. So, is your 1974 Lincoln penny worth a fortune? While most are common and not particularly valuable, rare varieties, high-grade specimens, and aluminum versions can command incredible prices. Check your collection carefully because you never know. You might just have a hidden treasure in your pocket. We uncover hidden gems in the world of coin collecting. Today, we are diving into a special penny that could be worth a fortune: the 1982 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin. If you have one of these in your collection, you might be holding a small fortune in your hands. Stick around as we explore the history, the different variations, and the current market value of this intriguing coin. History of the 1982 Lincoln penny. The year 1982 was a significant one for the U.S. Mint as it marked a major transition in the composition of the Lincoln penny. Before 1982, the penny was made mostly of copper, but due to rising production costs, the U.S. Mint decided to switch to a copper-plated zinc composition. This transition resulted in multiple variations of the 1982 penny, making it a fascinating subject for collectors and numismatists. Variations of the 1982 Lincoln penny. One of the reasons this penny is so valuable is the multiple variations produced in 1982. There are a total of 7 different varieties, each with its own unique characteristics. The key distinctions come from the composition and the size of the date on the coin. The variations include 1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, 1982 D large date copper, 1982 D large date zinc, 1982 D small date zinc. Among these, the 1982 D small date copper penny is considered the rarest and most valuable. Only a few of these have been discovered, making them a highly sought-after treasure. How to identify the valuable 1982 penny. If you have a 1982 penny, you need to determine its composition and date size. Here's how you can do that. Weigh the coin. Copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, while zinc pennies weigh about 2.5 grams. Check the date size. Compare your penny's date to reference images to determine whether it has a large or small date. Current market value. Now let's talk money. The 1982 pennies are highly collectible, with some fetching thousands of dollars at auction. Here's a breakdown of what these coins can be worth. Common 1982 zinc pennies are worth face value or slightly more if in uncirculated condition. Copper large date and small date varieties can range from a few cents to a few dollars in circulated condition. The rare 1982 D small date copper penny has been known to sell for over $10,000, depending on its condition and demand. Error pennies, such as off-center strikes or double dies, can also command premium prices. Conclusion. So, before you dismiss that old penny sitting in your jar, take a closer look. You might be holding on to a valuable 1982 Lincoln penny that could change your life. We dive into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today we are talking about the 1993 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. This coin may look like an ordinary penny, but it holds some secrets that could make it worth far more than its face value. We will explore its history, how to identify valuable variations, and what collectors are currently paying for these coins in the market. The 1993 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which first began in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin features a right-facing portrait of Lincoln along with the word Liberty and the year of issue. The reverse of the 1993 penny features the Lincoln Memorial, which was designed by Frank Gasparo and has been used on the penny since 1959, replacing the original wheat ears design. While billions of these pennies were struck in 1993 by both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, as well as a proof version from the San Francisco mint, certain factors can increase their value significantly. One key element is the condition of the coin. A regular worn penny will usually only be worth 1 cent, but if you have an uncirculated or high-grade specimen, it can fetch a premium. Coins graded mint state 65 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can sell for several dollars or more. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is the hunt for rare errors and varieties. Some 1993 pennies have known errors that make them highly valuable to collectors. Look for coins with double die errors where the lettering or design appears to be slightly duplicated due to a misalignment in the minting process. Other valuable errors include off-center strikes where the image is not perfectly centered on the coin, and clipped planchets where a portion of the coin is missing due to a mistake in the blank cutting process. These errors can push the value of a 1993 penny to hundreds of dollars depending on the severity and rarity of the mistake. Another important factor affecting the value of a 1993 penny is its mint mark. The Philadelphia mint pennies have no mint mark, while those from Denver have a small D under the date. Proof pennies from San Francisco have an S mint mark, and these are specially struck for collectors with a mirror-like finish. Proof versions of the 1993 penny in perfect condition can be worth several dollars, and sometimes more if they have deep cameo contrast. As of the current market value of these coins, well-preserved, uncirculated examples can sell for anywhere between $1 and $10, while error coins or those with special features can reach significantly higher prices. If you happen to come across a rare variety or a high-grade specimen, it is always best to get it professionally graded to determine its true market worth. Collectors and investors are always looking for rare pieces to add to their collections, and the value of coins can fluctuate based on demand and rarity. So the next time you find a 1993 Lincoln penny in your pocket or coin jar, take a close look at it. You might be holding on to something far more valuable than you think. Keep an eye out for mint marks, errors, and high-quality examples that could fetch you a nice sum of money. We uncover the hidden value of coins you may have in your pocket or coin collection. Today, we are diving into the 1996 Lincoln penny, exploring its history, key features, minting details, and most importantly, its value in today's market. Stay tuned because you might just have a rare and valuable coin sitting unnoticed in your change jar. History and design. The Lincoln penny has been an essential part of American currency since 1909, when it was first introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features a detailed portrait of Lincoln, making it the first circulating U.S. coin to depict a real historical figure. On the reverse, until 1958, the coin displayed 2 wheat stalks, but in 1959, The design was changed to the Lincoln Memorial in honor of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1996 Lincoln penny follows this tradition, with the obverse still showing Lincoln's portrait and the reverse featuring the Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparo. Minting and variants. The 1996 Lincoln penny was struck at 3 different mints: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. The Philadelphia Mint produced the standard circulation pennies, which have no mint mark. The Denver Mint produced pennies with a small D mint mark below the date. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins for collectors, marked with an S. These coins were minted in large numbers, but variations and errors can make some of them extremely valuable. Metal composition and weight. The 1996 penny follows the standard composition introduced in 1982, consisting of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper. It weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. This composition helps keep production costs low while maintaining the coin's traditional copper appearance. Rare errors and high-value coins. Now, let's talk about what makes some 1996 Lincoln pennies worth far more than just 1 cent. Here are some rare errors and varieties that could increase the value of your coin. Double die obverse. DDO. Some 1996 pennies exhibit doubling in the lettering, date, or Lincoln's features. If you spot clear doubling, your coin could be worth anywhere from $10 to several $100s. Off-center strikes. If your penny is misaligned significantly, it could be worth anywhere from $50 to $300 depending on how much of the design is visible. Clipped planchet. If a part of the coin appears to be missing due to a manufacturing error, it could be worth between $20 and $100. Transitional errors. Although rare, some 1996 pennies could have been struck on leftover copper planchets instead of zinc. These are exceptionally valuable, with prices reaching thousands of dollars if authenticated. Current market value. Most 1996 Lincoln pennies in circulated condition are worth only face value, about 1 cent. However, uncirculated examples or those with errors can be worth much more. Here's a general guide for values. Circulated, 1 cent, $0.10 uncirculated, MS60 MS65 $1. $10 proof coins, PR67, PR75. $50 error coins, $10, thousands of dollars, depending on rarity, where to sell, and how to find value. If you believe you have a valuable 1996 Lincoln penny, the best way to determine its worth is to have it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. You can sell valuable coins through online marketplaces like eBay, heritage auctions, or coin dealers specializing in rare coins. Coin shows and collectors' forums are also great places to connect with potential buyers. Conclusion. So, is the 1996 Lincoln penny a hidden treasure or just another common coin? While most of these pennies are only worth 1 cent, rare errors and high-quality examples can fetch significant amounts. It's always worth checking your pocket change because you never know when you might stumble upon a rare and valuable coin. We will dive deep into the fascinating history and value of the 1998 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. This coin, although seemingly ordinary, holds an interesting place in numismatic history and can be worth a lot more than just 1 cent, depending on its condition, mint mark, and any unique errors it may have. Stay tuned as we explore everything you need to know about this coin, its history, and its potential worth in today's market. The 1998 Lincoln penny was struck by the United States Mint and features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has been in use since 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This iconic design was created by Victor David Brenner and remains one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. The reverse of the 1998 penny features the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The Lincoln Memorial design remained in circulation until 2008, when it was replaced by the Shield design in 2010. There are 3 major variations of the 1998 penny based on the mint marks, which indicate where the coin was produced. The Philadelphia Mint struck pennies with no mint mark, the Denver Mint struck pennies with a small D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint struck proof pennies with an S mint mark. Each of these versions has a different level of rarity and potential value, especially in higher grades or with rare errors. Point: one of the most sought-after varieties of the 1998 penny is the 1998 wide AM error found on some coins. The term wide AM refers to the spacing between the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse of the coin. Normally, the letters on circulation strikes are close together, but due to a die mix-up, some 1998 pennies were struck with the proof-style wide AM reverse, making them rare and valuable. If you happen to find one of these in your collection or pocket change, you might be holding onto a coin worth significantly more than face value. The value of a 1998 Lincoln penny depends on its condition and variety. Regular circulated pennies without errors are generally worth their face value, but uncirculated examples can be worth more, especially in higher grades such as mint state 65 or higher. The 1998 wide AM penny in uncirculated condition can fetch anywhere from $50 to several $100s, depending on its grade. Proof versions with an S mint mark are also collectible, particularly if they have deep cameo contrast. In today's market, collectors and investors look for these rare varieties, and prices can fluctuate based on demand. If you are interested in checking the value of your 1998 penny, consider having it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC to authenticate its condition and variety. Always handle valuable coins carefully to preserve their condition and maximize their worth. Have you ever looked at your pocket change and wondered if you might be holding a hidden fortune? Today, we are diving into the fascinating world of the 2008 Lincoln 1-cent penny. This small but mighty coin could be worth way more than just a single cent. Stick around to learn about its history, unique features, errors that make it valuable, and what it's worth in today's market. History of the 2008 Lincoln penny. The 2008 Lincoln penny was the last year of the traditional Lincoln Memorial reverse design before the U.S. Mint transitioned to the 2009 bicentennial pennies. This makes it an important coin for collectors, as it represents the end of an era. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which has been in circulation since 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of his birth. What makes the 2008 Lincoln penny valuable? Not all 2008 pennies are valuable, but some rare varieties and errors can fetch a significant price. Here's what you should look for: mint marks. The 2008 penny was minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S for proof coins. Proof coins tend to be more valuable due to their limited production and special finishes. Error coins. Some of the most valuable 2008 Lincoln pennies come from minting errors, including double die errors, off-center strikes, and die cracks. If you find a coin with a noticeable doubling in the lettering or date, you may have a rare variety worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. High-grade coins. Uncirculated 2008 pennies, especially those graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, can be worth significantly more than face value. Collectors often seek out these pristine coins to add to their collections. Market value and worth today. The value of a 2008 Lincoln penny depends on its condition, rarity, and demand among collectors. Here's a rough estimate of its market worth. Regular circulated 2008 pennies are worth just face value. Uncirculated pennies in MS65 or higher grades can be worth $5 to $20. Proof pennies from the San Francisco Mint can fetch $10 to $30, depending on quality. Rare error pennies, such as double die varieties, can range anywhere from $100 to over $1,000, depending on severity and demand. How to check your pennies. If you want to check whether your 2008 penny is valuable, follow these steps. Examine the coin under good lighting. Use a magnifying glass or microscope to look for errors and doubling. Check the condition. Coins with no scratches, dents, or signs of wear are worth more. Use online resources. Websites like PCGS, NGC, and coin auction sites can help you identify key varieties and recent sale prices. Consider getting it graded. If you believe you have a rare error penny, sending it to a professional grading service can increase its value and authenticity. Conclusion. The 2008 Lincoln penny might seem like just another common coin, but hidden gems exist for those who know what to look for. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just getting started, keep an eye on your spare change. You might just find a penny worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. We explore rare and valuable coins that might be hiding in your pocket change. Today, we are talking about the 2013 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. You may think of it as just an ordinary penny, but some variations and rare mint errors could make it worth a lot more than just 1 cent. Make sure to watch until the end to find out how much your 2013 penny could be worth today. History of the 2013 Abraham Lincoln penny. The 2013 Lincoln penny is part of the shield reverse design that was first introduced in 2010. This design replaced the bicentennial reverses of 2009 and is meant to symbolize the preservation of the United States as a unified nation. The front of the coin still features the iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner in 1909 when the Lincoln cent was first introduced. The reverse features a shield with a scroll inscribed with 1 cent, designed by Lyndall Bass. Composition and mint marks. The 2013 penny is composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, making it similar to pennies produced since 1982. It was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia pennies have no mint mark, the Denver ones bear a D, and the San Francisco versions, which were produced as proof coins, have an S mint mark. Rare errors and valuable varieties. Some 2013 pennies are worth much more than face value due to mint errors and rare varieties. Here are a few key ones to look for. Double die obverse. This error occurs when the coin is struck with a misaligned die, causing noticeable doubling on Lincoln's eye, lips, or other details. Off-center strike. If the coin was not properly aligned when struck, part of the design may be missing, which can significantly increase its value. Die breaks and cuts. These errors appear as raised lumps or missing sections of the design due to a broken die. Struck on wrong planchet. Sometimes, pennies are mistakenly struck on different metal planchets, making them highly valuable, current market value and auction records. While most 2013 pennies are only worth 1 cent, uncirculated or error varieties can be much more valuable. Here are some approximate values. Regular circulated pennies. These are typically worth face value unless they have unique errors. Uncirculated pennies. These can sell for $5 to $15, depending on the grade. Proof pennies from San Francisco. These can range from $3 to $20, with deep cameo examples fetching higher prices. Error coins. Depending on the severity and rarity of the error, values can range from $50 to over $1,000 at auction. Conclusion. So, the next time you come across a 2013 Lincoln penny, be sure to check for errors or unique varieties that could make it worth far more than just a penny. You never know. You might have a valuable coin sitting in your change jar. We are diving into the 2020 Lincoln penny. You might have a few of these lying around in your pocket or coin jar. But did you know some of them could be worth way more than just 1 cent? We will go over the history, key errors, varieties, and current market values of this modern coin. Let's get started. History of the 2020 Lincoln penny. The 2020 Lincoln penny is part of the ongoing series of 1 cent coins featuring the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The Lincoln cent has undergone multiple design changes over the years. Since 2010, the reverse has featured the Union Shield, symbolizing Lincoln's efforts to preserve the nation during the Civil War. The 2020 version of the penny was struck at 3 different locations: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. Each mint has distinguishing marks. Philadelphia pennies do not carry a mint mark, Denver pennies bear a small D mint mark, and San Francisco pennies with an S mint mark are proof coins made for collectors. Key features and composition. Composition: 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating weight. 2.5 grams diameter. 19.05 mm designer. Victor David Brenner, obverse. Lyndall Bass, reverse. Mint marks. None. Philadelphia. D. Denver. S. San Francisco for proof coins. Valuable 2020 penny errors and varieties. While most 2020 Lincoln pennies are only worth face value, some rare errors and varieties make certain coins highly valuable. Here are some to look for. Double die errors. Some 2020 pennies have doubling on Lincoln's face, the date, or inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust. These errors occur during the minting process and can significantly increase a coin's value. Off-center strikes. If the penny was struck off-center, it can be worth anywhere from $10 to over $100, depending on how misaligned the design is. Struck through errors, coins that have foreign objects or grease-blocking parts of the design can be rare and collectible. Transitional and planchet errors occasionally. A penny may be struck on the wrong metal planchet, making it unique and extremely valuable. Current market value. Most 2020 Lincoln pennies are only worth their face value in circulated condition, but if you find one in pristine uncirculated condition, it can be worth slightly more. Here are the general price ranges. Circulated condition. 1 cent uncirculated $1, $5 proof coins $5, $10 error coins, $20, $500 plus record sale prices. In some cases, collectors have paid hundreds for unique error pennies from 2020. A well-known auction house recorded a sale of a 2020 D penny with a dramatic off-center strike for over $300. High-grade examples of double die pennies have also sold for significant amounts. Where to find and sell 2020 Lincoln pennies. If you are looking to cash in on a valuable 2020 penny, consider checking your loose change, bank rolls, or even coin dealers. Online marketplaces like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections are great places to buy or sell rare coins. Closing thoughts. So, is your 2020 Lincoln penny worth a fortune? Most likely not, but if you find one with rare errors or in pristine condition, you could make a nice profit. Always check your change and keep an eye out for valuable varieties. Let us know in the comments if you have found any rare 2020 pennies. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more coin videos. See you next time.